This is the Team Orange Zoom peer review of Artifact 3A beginning now. Jack, do you have any questions? Would you like to get started?
We can start. Yeah, that's fine. With 3A, when we looked at in the quality part, you put a question on yours at the very bottom of that section. Are there any results for the parent questionnaire? Now, are you talking about the new one that I was speaking about implementing, or the old one that already has information?
I was asking about the new one. Is the new one going to be what you use to determine if your recommendations are working? You know, is that going to be your formative assessment of the process? That's what I was going at. Is that something you were using in the data process, or were you using it for the formative assessment process?
A little of both. But yeah, it will be in the yes.
So those results will be in the follow-up component later on. Okay.
Yeah, we don't right now. We're getting to where they're gonna we're gonna see if the principal's gonna see if we can use if we can give out surveys to the parents when they check kids in and check out kids, because that's one of the things that, you know, if you send it out, it ain't coming back in.
Oh yeah, I understand.
But if they're going to check them out or bring them something to eat, we've got them, and so he's gonna see if it's, I guess, feasible. And so once that happens, it'll be a lot easier.
Okay.
To generate that data.
That's a great way to seek stakeholder input.
Oh yeah, they'll show up to bring some Subway, but
oh yeah,
they're not answering that.
Maybe you can get some Subway while you're at it.
That's it. But yeah, that's one of the questions. We can go to another one. Who wants to go now, or do you want me to keep rolling?
I wish it was a way we could split the screen and put up our comment. I mean, put up our section. Thought I had mine. Let me look. I think I did have some questions about mine. Because I think, Jack, you did mine. So I think you told me that I need to add more information. I don't know why I can't find it. I need to add more information about my survey, and I got confused with putting 5A with the 3A.
Yeah,
or should I show the survey? That's what I wanted to know.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so
because on one of them, I'm trying to
find.
Are you talking about 3A or 3B?
3A. We're still on 3A. Are we still on 3A right now?
Yes.
Okay,
that's fine. Well, one of the biggest things I saw, there was no documentation.
Okay.
And so, especially for that the course content.
And also, so in the front of our paper, we were supposed to actually talk about what the purpose of a needs assessment. So we do put that in after the background information, because I don't think I did type that up at first and then I saved it and started over. Should I put the purpose of a needs assessment at the beginning of mine and then go into the background of?
That's what I did. I described what a needs assessment is and the components of it. What I did, I just looked up an article, research-based article about a needs assessment and its purpose, and then I wrote a few paragraphs just explaining what one is. And Jack even mentioned that I should do a better job of tying in my research with my findings. I believe that's what he was hinting at on the peer review they did of my work.
Because Jack did do that with his. That's why I kept getting, because what he did with his, I do like, but I like yours too. He actually talked about the purpose of the needs assessment with his school. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just
I
like
need to do that.
summarizing what that is. So, okay, I need to go back and fix that.
The other thing, Kanika, is if you're looking for resources, if there's not enough in our books, if you go to Google and type in Scholar, it'll take you to Google Scholar.
Google Scholar.
Yeah, and they've got all these, I mean, they got anything I've asked them, they've had information about. They've had literature on everything I've put on there. And so it's easy to get to and it's easy to use.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Let me just say hello to everybody. I'm sorry that I'm late. I'm trying to rush back.
Hey.
How are you?
Hey.
What's up?
My one question that I had for the 3A, and this is something that both of you mentioned with my subheadings near my results section for my survey. You both kind of mentioned that it ran together. So are you saying that I need some more subheadings to separate that data?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I think. I don't know what Jack was saying. You're talking about on page. Of course, I can find yours, but not mine.
You still on 3A?
Yeah, he's talking about his 3A.
Yeah, one of you said I put my results there, and then I went straight into my next component without separating it.
Yeah, I did say that, but I can't find it now.
So you're just saying add some subheadings.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing was for mine, it was just add some color to those subheadings.
So what? Make them bold? You mean like making them bold or what?
Yeah, see, I bolded and underlined them. Jack told me to add color to them, and I told Jack to take the color out of it. So I guess that's just personal opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do like the way you did your heading, and that's what I think I'm going to start doing. I think I'm going to start just looking at the rubric and writing down exactly what I'm looking for.
It helps guide you along. If you go, when you start your artifact, if you go ahead and type all those headings and then go through them one at a time, it really, really helps guide you through the whole process.
Yeah, because I think I start getting overwhelmed with so much stuff. I start reading and printing all this information. It's like, okay, I'm everywhere now. But that's what I'm going to do, because every time I look at George, I'm like, he has his headings just right. Like, I need to write them just like that.
All right.
Kendra, did you have any questions for 3A? I'm sorry, 3A.
I didn't, being that I didn't get a chance to really look, I just kind of submitted my evidences and didn't get a chance to look at anything because I was running behind time. I did, and I was wondering if anybody had any questions, being that you guys had a chance to do my peer reviews and I didn't get a chance to do yours. I don't know. Excuse me from eating.
I have one suggestion in your survey.
Mm-hmm.
You did a very good job in your recommendation section of talking about stakeholder involvement in decision making. Like, your recommendations pointed towards improvements in the communication. It would help to add some statements in your survey that would include that are about communication.
Okay.
A little more, because some of your questions were about the students and how much effort they were putting forward. And I think what we're really asking in this situation for this artifact is, how is the communication between the different stakeholder levels? And so maybe a couple statements added to your survey would help out in that aspect.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I said something about maybe add more information about her background, but about your background of your school. When you first start on it, talk a little more about it.
Okay.
I don't have it in front of me, but
all right.
I did send it to
you. Now that you said that, I come to think of it, I could have added more information. I left a few things out, and
yeah, just add a little more about that.
Are we ready to move on?
3B.
3B.
Yep.
Okay, the Team Orange peer review session on Zoom for Artifact 3B is beginning now. Jack, would you like to take the lead again?
Yeah, that's fine. Going through what you sent me, it looked like it was just add more resources, explain what that organizational analysis is, and then in the rubric, you said treat it as if you're creating an action plan to solve these issues. And now I take it that's what you asked for, right? Or that's what you were talking about, and I get all that. So I don't have a question about that. So I just want to touch base with that. Now, the one thing I did have was in the organization.
Okay.
You had one, you talked about bold the teacher workplace, and you said some headings are the same color and it's confusing and it kind of mixed with the links, and I get that. Now the question was, you have line spacing 1.5 or 2.0 throughout the whole paper. Where do you want that?
Yeah, I think spacing it out a little more would help it not to run together as much. The single spacing just gets a little hard to read at times. If you sometimes in some of my artifacts I use 1.5, and sometimes I'll use double spacing, just depending on how I like it to fall out evenly on my pages. I'm funny about things like that. I don't like my.
But it is supposed to be double, right? It is supposed to be double space, right?
I'm not sure on that one.
I think double and single.
It seemed like it would be.
Now,
I have a question about B though, because again, I think I went all over the place. So B talks about organizational analysis, and then what I did was Googled it and started reading about it. Were we really supposed to talk about how the school runs, like principal, the teachers, like that whole little chain, or what exactly did they want out of this one? Were we supposed to tell how the school is organized?
In 3B, what we're doing, we're using the teacher working conditions survey, and I believe we're supposed to create a survey that validates those results, but we're just looking at the school leadership section.
So both of these kind of run into that 5.
Yeah, 5A is actually what you're talking about, using the whole teacher working conditions survey, and 3B is just evaluating school leadership and finding areas that they can improve, like the school improvement team or the school leadership team.
Okay. Yeah, I got it now. That's exactly what I wanted to know.
And Jack, I was going to ask, did you get a little rushed on the 3B? Because usually you have no grammatical errors, and you had a few.
Yeah, that was yeah. I guess one good thing about having a brand new baby is that I can put all the blame on him, because we were battling, and I got, I wanted to make sure it got done in time.
Yeah.
But the other thing was, that was one where I got caught in halfway through. I was like, wait a minute, none of this is right.
Yeah.
And so
that happens. It drives you crazy.
And so then I had to backtrack. But Kanika, when you said that teacher working condition one,
yeah,
I use that in 3B, but I'm going back and adding one because we have to make one. So go in there and find 10 points out of there that you can survey the staff again and see how it changed. Because I know at our school, we went from a principal that just wreaked havoc When the new principal came in, everybody loved him, but when they did the teacher survey, they didn't know if it was for him or for the guy that was just there. And so our scores were still, not good at all. But we're going to do this other one, and it won't take long at all. It's just something where I got caught behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, and I think that's what this does. You got to keep starting and finishing and
But that's part of the learning process, so we'll be all right. Everybody got the worksheet? All right.
Okay. Kanika, I had one question it was actually on both of the peer reviews that you did, but 3B was where I noticed it the most. You talk about I should describe how I use the descriptors.
Yeah, because I read that on somewhere, and I was trying to find. You know where I found it? Have y'all seen that thing that's called Dell's Notes? Have y'all ever heard of that? Dell's Notes.
How do you spell it?
Like DALE apostrophe S. So I got this sheet from another person in our class. Their internship supervisor gave it to them, and I'll forward it to y'all later on. But it has like all the descriptors, and it tells you how you're supposed to explain where you used it, because we're getting prepared to do that whole little journal thing where you have to kind of tell what you're doing for each artifact. You know what I'm talking about, the journal that we have to have. So these Dell notes tell you exactly what you're supposed to have and what you're supposed to put in it. But I'll send it to y'all, the link for y'all to pull up and look at it. And that's what I was talking about. Like, you're supposed to describe in these Dell's notes. I guess I need to probably ask Dr. Neal, are we going to have to do this? But I'm thinking we are, since I got it from somebody in our cohort. But you just tell how you used it. You know what I mean? Like, if you put it, you tell, I did this by leading my school with blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
But I'll send it to y'all tonight when we get off of Zoom.
And I read over your 3B and saw your section where you did that, and I started to understand it a little bit. I just wanted to ask for a little clarity there, but that sounds good.
Yeah, and I'll send it to y'all. And I felt like Jack with my 3B. Like, I didn't want to turn it in because I felt like I needed to do something else. And so now I know what I need to do.
You get it done.
Kendra? No, Kendra?
I don't really have much.
Okay.
Like I said, I got to go back and get those peer reviews done for the biggest thing.
So, Kendra, I did have one or a couple recommendations for 3B, but one of the bigger ones that I saw was you talked about the SIT team, the school improvement team, a little bit, and a lot throughout your narrative you used I did this, or these are the results that I found. There was really no clear indication that you were working with a SCIP team. So I would just go back and change it to we and include some details about your team and the process that your team, because I think what they're looking for a lot with this is just the process and what your team had to go through and the bumps and bruises along the way that your team had to deal with. And like, I know I went and met with my principal. I wanted to give out a survey for one of these artifacts, and he said, well, if you give it to over so many people or so many teachers, we're going to have to go to the county and ask for permission, and that takes a while to get. And so that was one bump that we ran into, and that's something I got to talk about in the artifact. So they want you to be very, I did this, then we did that, just every step. Tell them about every single step.
All right.
Matt, in your paper, the only what are measurable objectives? Is that like, because I know you do the elementary school, and I got high school, and so we just do a score. Is that like a reading level or something? That was the only thing I thought you might want to do to both of those papers.
So you're saying,
because you said you met 3 out of 8 measurable objectives. And then you said which demographic population met those.
You're talking about in my school background section.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's where you wanted isn't that where you were citing the need? Or am I totally off base?
For my needs assessment, I was looking for the needs and communication between internal and external stakeholder involvement in school related decisions that affect student learning. So I was really looking at improving the communication to help student learning. I'd say during the PLC process, we were more looking at, student performance.
I got
you. But I understand what you're saying. I could tie that all in together and it would look very nice, tie this into that. That is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just need to be a little more clear about what the measurable objectives are. Yes.
Well, for the elementary school.
No, yeah.
See, I'm new to elementary school, and I'm still kind of learning on myself. This process is very enlightening. Now I actually go to staff meetings, and I know what they're talking about a little bit.
So what, were you high school before?
Well, I taught at a charter school, and I was K-8, but I coached all the time. They left me out of all the meetings because I was never there. And then I went to a middle school, and I had EOGs teaching science for a year, middle school science. And now I'm a PE teacher at elementary school, and it is, special teachers get left out sometimes.
Yeah.
All the time, don't we? We always do. Jack is biology, right?
Yeah, but I used to coach, so I never went to meetings.
But you're special. They take care of y'all.
Only if you win.
Yeah.
Only if you win.
They treat the encore subjects bad. Okay.
Do we have any questions? I'd say don't be afraid to call me or text me or email me if you have any questions. One big suggestion for everybody is just take some time, go on Blackboard and look at the work that other people submitted. Your work doesn't have to completely match theirs, but it's a good guide to what you may could add or what you may not want to add. You can take the best from each one. I mean, I think that's why we all submit to Blackboard, is to help each other out.
Yeah, I do like that. So at this point, now what we need to do is read our peer reviews and submit it when? Next Monday.
This upcoming Monday.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Upcoming Monday's task stream?
Task stream, let's see.
Or is it Zoom? No, I think it's task.
No, we turn into Zoom by Monday. Zoom with the peer reviews by Monday, and the following Monday will be task stream. Because we have a week to do our revisions, right?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So wait a minute. We upload to the assignment box on Monday, right? And then task stream is a week later, is what you're saying? Because we have the assignment due as well. You get what I'm saying?
We submit we submit our peer reviews in our Zoom session on Monday to Blackboard.
Okay.
And then we'll work based on what we learned tonight. We'll revise our artifacts 3A and 3B all next week, and we'll submit the task stream the following Monday. I'm unsure of the date, but not this upcoming, but the next Monday.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
And then 5A, B, C, and D are coming down the road.
Yeah, like the next week, isn't it?
If you look at the revised,
So they'll be due March the 14th, correct?
I think if you look at the revised due dates, I believe it's the 21st. I believe we actually have their spring break in between those.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Let's see it.
Kanika, before you go, will you send me your other school email?
Yeah.
Because I put a thing in your peer review
Thank you. Okay.
If you saw that, you'll know what I'm talking about. So,
Okay. I'll send you my school email.
all right. Thank you.
All right. Sounds good. Don't work too hard.
All right, so
There's my class.
the Artifact 5 components that we have coming up, they are due for peer review on the 21st due to Blackboard by a week
Okay.
time. If you look on the email that Dr. Neal sent, it has the revised due dates. But the syllabus, I don't believe, is updated. So
Yeah.
we had
He
to
said he
respond to
wasn't.
that email. All right. Any more questions before we end our session?
I think we're good.
I think we are.
All right. Well, everybody have a good night. And if you need me,
Great
just
week.
call or text me.
Okay. Have a
All
good
right,
night,
thanks.
guys.
All right. Thank you.
See y'all later.
Okay.
Take care.